it's Nicole here, and today I will be doing episode 4 of the Back to School series collab with ChelleChocolate, and this is going to be the last episode. But as you guys know, I will be doing a bonus video on my own. This won't be part of the collab. It will be on my own, and it will be what's in my backpack and binder. If you have any other back to school series, or not series, just back to school videos in general that you would like me to do, leave them below and I will definitely consider it, and I will probably do that video. All of my back to school videos are on my main channel, so just scroll down. Super easy to find, except for my 7 Awesome Girls video that I did, which is called School is Both Negative and Positive, and it's basically just where I explain the negative and the positive things about school. And yeah, so this is going to be a how to study for a test video. Now this is quite similar to Michelle's video that she's going to be doing, but I'm sorry Michelle that they're similar, but I actually planned this even before you said that you were going to do this video. She's going to be doing how to make your room an easy place to study and how to preparate for a test, which is quite similar. But I'm sorry, but I planned this even before you said that you were going to do the video, and I already had in my head what I was going to do, so I kind of was planning to do it. So aside of that, I hope that this video helps some of you who might struggle with how to study for a test, and I hope this helps some of you, and please comment below if it does so that I know. And I'm no champion, but I do the best I can. Hope you guys enjoy the video. The first thing I suggest you do is to just go to a comfortable, quiet place to study in. The next thing I highly suggest you guys to do is get rid of any distractions. So turn off the music that you may have been listening to, put your phone on Do Not Disturb so you won't get any notifications, or turn it completely off so that it won't be distracting you while studying. Now that you've gotten all of those distractions out of the way, you could just clear your mind. And the next thing is, this is the only exception to get your phone, is to look up any information that you did not have that you need to study. For example, if you missed some notes in class and you weren't able to get them from the teacher or one of your classmates, then this is one of the only exceptions of using your phone during study time, is that you can look up the information and then add it to your notes, and then you have the information that you need to study. Teacher is talking about something that you know that you're going to have a test on, or something that you just plain old did not know and you think will be useful, I do highly suggest that you take notes. I especially highly suggest that you take notes when the teacher says you should take notes, because that probably means it's going to be on a test. So another tip is that you should take notes in class, because that will help you study, or if you get a study guide, use that. Also, when you are studying, focus. Don't mess around. Don't be on your phone constantly. I know it's really tempting. Your phone is just too much of a distraction, and even if it's just one quick text and then put it back down, now your mind is not cleared. It is now on that text and something like that. So please do not get into the habit of using your phone for things like that during study time. Now, another thing, do not stress over tests. Just study and try your best. Just try not to stress about it. Get some help if you need it. Study as much as you can, and just try the hardest that you can. That's all that matters. At our school, in our school district, your grade is based upon how much you know. So if you want a good grade, you're going to have to study a lot, because your grade is based on what you know. So if you don't know something, you're going to get an F. So you should probably study to make you know that thing, to give you a B, because an A is super hard to get. Anyways, so yeah. Now, if you do not know the material or it's a big test, I highly suggest studying for 3 to 6 days. If you want to study more than 6 days, awesome, study more than 6 days. But I do highly suggest not going any lower than 3 days, even though it's really tough and you really hate studying and it really sucks. But it's pretty important. Now, if you do know the material and you feel really confident about it, or just pretty confident about it, I would study for 1 to 3 days. If you'd like to do more than 3, awesome. Even if you know the material, you're like, I'm going to study anyways. Awesome. You're an overachiever. You're probably going to get one of the people to get an A. And just, yeah, just to be sure, like, even studying for 1 day, if you feel confident about it, can boost your grade, and maybe you learned something you didn't already know, or now you feel more confident about it. According to how long you should study, I suggest studying for at least, I would say between 20 and 30 minutes per a subject. So if you have to study for 3 subjects, which is what I have to study for, you would study for 2, 4, 6, anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half. And that will get you good. I know studying sucks and I know it's hard, but I do highly suggest that. So yeah, and I think that's what I have to offer for you for that. So another thing that I highly suggest for you guys that I do is to study right before the test. So let's say you walk into that classroom for that class you're going to be taking the test in. Unless your teacher tells you to do something else, immediately pull out your study guide, your notes, your vocab list, if it's like Spanish or French or something, whatever you use to study, and just glance at it before the test, because that will give you quick memory. That's what I call it anyways. And then that will just help you a little bit more, because now you might know a little bit more. And now, because some people have like short-term memory, and so if you glance at the list right before, then you will have just enough time and you will remember stuff a lot easier, because you might have been doing something else for the rest of the day and forgot it. So just glance at it. And if you didn't study, I highly suggest doing that. And you might be able to pass the test just by doing that, but probably not. Maybe. It really depends on the subject, but try doing that as well. So you're going to want to test yourself, or just figure out what you already know, because you don't want to waste your time practicing and studying something that you already know. You should actually be spending your time studying the things you don't know. So test yourself so that you know what you already know. So you're going to want to look at your notes that might be in your spiral on a separate piece of paper, and whatever they're on, you're going to want to study your notes, because your notes is like pretty much directly what the teacher said, and what the teacher said is probably right. So you're going to want to study your notes, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Everyone knows that. So kind of just, you know, scroll through some pages. Like I said, only study things you don't already know, and like I said, just hit the limit of 20 to 30 minutes per subject and just study those notes. If you don't have notes, or maybe you just think your notes weren't good enough, or maybe you just plain old want to look at the textbook because that has better information, or maybe the textbook's easier to study, whatever makes you most comfortable. So I do suggest that maybe you glance at the textbook a little bit, study the textbook a little bit, and if that makes you more comfortable, then you can study the textbook the whole time. So just kind of glance at the textbook a little bit, study with the textbook as well. And yeah, so just glance through a couple pages of the subject and the area that you are studying at that moment for the test. So I understand that studying can be quite boring and exhausting, so I actually do highly suggest that you take a 5-minute break every half an hour or so. And just, this is a time where you can grab your phone, check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you want to check. But once you finish with the break, you gotta turn it back off again. And you can also just grab a drink of water, stay hydrated while you study. That's always a good thing. And then you can also grab a yummy snack. So I'm just eating some chips here. And yeah, just take a snack break, just grab some water, check your phone. It's always good to take breaks from studying, as long as it's not too often, so I do highly suggest 5-minute breaks every half an hour. So it is always good to just freshen up your breath, and I have these strawberry Tic Tacs, and something that I love to do is just throw it up in the air and try to catch it with my mouth, and I got it. And a lot of people, I guess, say that gum helps you study or think or something. So when you go back to studying after your break, it's okay to chew gum. I actually suggest it. It tastes really good, good flavors, and I guess it helps you think, so go ahead and do that. Another thing that would probably help you study, and you have probably heard multiple times, is to highlight things. Now, the things that you could be highlighting is either the things that you don't know and that you need to study, or they could be like highlighting the key words of a definition. After you have highlighted certain things, you're going to want to take that highlighted information and put it into note cards. Or a good thing to do is write the word on the front and then on the back put the definition of that word. If it's English or Spanish or even social studies, I did mine for physical maps. So I put the word physical maps on the front and then flipped it over and put the definition of physical maps on the back. And that is a very good way to study. I love studying that way, and it is a fantastic idea. So I highly suggest using note cards. So here's my example. There's physical maps on the front, and when I flip to the back, there's the definition, as well as 2 example page numbers, so I could just flip to that page, and there's a visual. And visuals are always good. And so then here is A22, and there is my visual, which is also a good study thing. Another good way to study is to sing a song about whatever you're studying about. So, for example, I am studying about physical maps, so I came up with a song that sings about the word and the definition so that when I see the word physical maps on the test, I could just sing the song and know it. I bet you guys want to hear my song about physical maps, so here it goes. Of water found in certain spots. Color shading coordinate lines are used to indicate elevation or altitude. Similar to the song, you can also act out a story about whatever you're studying about. So just randomly make up a story or a skit or something about that, about what you're studying, so then when you see it, you can just think of the story, and it's a fun way to study. And then you can also use pictures like I said earlier. Yeah, guys, those are my tips on how to study for a test. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and that maybe this came for some use to you. Those were 20 ways to study. 20 ways to help you study. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope that you help this if you needed help. Sorry the video was kind of long, but I had a lot of reasonings. And this was kind of fun to record, but it did take a long time, a total of about 3 hours. So yeah, and I actually did have to study. So this video, I was studying while I made this video. So yeah, I hope you guys do well on tests, and I hope that you decide to study, especially in high school. It's quite important. And I hope that this helps you if you do study. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, add favorites if you enjoyed it. Read the description below and check out the updated links below. And check out my other back to school series episodes if you haven't seen them already. And I will see you guys in the bonus video, which I'm not sure when it will be up, but I'll figure it out. And so, yeah, peace, and I love you guys. Bye!